Hello guys, welcome to Brennan's Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, the 4K Blu-ray, which has just got released today in the UK. Today is Monday the 12th of December 2018. Now, despite this film getting a slight delay in the UK with its cinematic release, which was down to the World Cup, annoyingly, we haven't had to wait any longer to get the actual Blu-ray, really, because it's usually this time of year, any Marvel film that comes out in the summer usually gets a release around about the first week of December. It's quite reliable to that degree where usually if I take off work the first week of December, which I usually do traditionally, you can pretty much guarantee that's when the Marvel film of the summer is going to drop on Blu-ray. So that's what happened again this year, so really good that that's been the case. But anyway, like I said, I've reviewed the film in the summer when it came out, so that's not what this video is about. I'm going to be talking about the 4K Blu-ray and some of the extras. It's kind of tradition at Brand X Reviews. Whenever a Marvel film gets dropped on Blu-ray, I always talk about the extras that are on there. So this one has to be one of the most disappointing when it comes to the extra features. There was about 25 minutes worth, and that was it. I mean, there is audio commentary, I guess. If you add that, then there's like 2 hours of, but I don't really count that. I count the stuff that you can just go in and watch besides audio commentary. And this one, there's nothing wrong with the stuff that they did put on, but there's not a lot of it, it has to be said. And I always say this, if you go back to all the other Marvel films, early on when these got released, films like Iron Man, you'd get an extra disc of extra features. It wouldn't just be put on with the film, and you would have a good couple of hours worth of extra stuff. And it was always good stuff as well. It was quality and quantity. And then later on into the franchise, you'd get these Marvel one-shots, which you probably know what they are. If you don't know what that is, look up Marvel one-shots. You'll see for yourself. Kind of extended universe videos that come with the Blu-rays exclusively. But they've really kind of dropped back on extra features, and I think that's just the industry in whole when it comes to films and home video marketing, given now that we have streaming and all that kind of stuff. They don't really put as much effort into physical media anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But this one anyway, let's be specific. When we look at the extra features, let's just go on that. So we have making of featurettes, that's around about 20 minutes worth, just over 20 minutes worth. There are 4 documentaries, I say documentaries, featurettes, they're about 5 minutes long each, roughly. First one is about Scott Lang character, obviously played by Paul Rudd. It's about the character but also the actor. Then there's one about the Wasp, which is the Evangeline Lilly character, so it's a bit about her. Then there's a video about Hank and Janet, so obviously that's Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer and their acting roles in this film, but also interviews with the actors and actress. And then there's a 4th one, which is about the special effects, basically. So it's all interesting stuff, but there's not much beyond that. So that's those. That comes to about 22 minutes, something like that. There's a gag reel that is about 3 minutes long, maybe. I'm not a fan of gag reels. I always say that in these reviews, but they always feel really sort of cringy and contrived when they put them together. And then deleted scenes. I'm not even kidding. 2 deleted scenes, and combined they come to about 90 seconds. So there's not much. There is a commentary with the deleted scenes for what it's worth, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's not much in terms of that. There's Worlds Upon Worlds, which is where Hank goes inside the quantum realm. There's some stuff about that. There's a thing called Sonny's on the Trail, which again, just kind of nothing of much interest, to be honest. So that's it. That's all I can really say, to be honest. I was hoping to maybe do a bit more in this video, but all I could really do was present it and add a bit of context. So there you go. Overall, having watched the film a second time round, I'd put Ant-Man and the Wasp in the sort of lower tier of Marvel films, but to me it's still very good because, I mean, I always say that the Marvel Cinematic Universe's least good film, I would say worst, but that kind of sounds negative, but its least good film would be something like Thor: The Dark World, the original Incredible Hulk, those kind of things. This is kind of getting towards the end of that spectrum, but I always say that Marvel's least good film is better than the current DC Extended Universe's best film, which would have to probably be Man of Steel. So Thor: The Dark World, probably my least favourite. Still way better than Man of Steel. I'm sorry, but it just is. And that's not trolling, because I love DC, so it's not even like a Marvel versus DC thing. But, you know, call a spade a spade. So, pretty much on a second watch anyway, yeah, it's enjoyable enough, but I think that I just prefer ones where there's a bit more of a story that's kind of weaving with these films, because you can't really look at these films as standalone anymore. This is like a TV series with each film being an episode, expanding things going forward. So I think to anybody who is a casual viewer of these films that comes into them and just kind of looks at each one as a standalone, you're going to see these films differently to somebody like myself, who just pretty much sees this as being like a serial where you just go and you see the latest installment, whereas even this film doesn't really tie in hugely to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is good as a standalone, but I prefer the ones that just kind of expand things with the greater picture. So that's just me again. That's my opinion. That's my preference, and I realise that is very subjective. There is no right or wrong. So that's my final thoughts on this film. Anyway, whenever I do these videos, whenever they come out on Blu-ray, I usually end the video by talking about some of the future developments with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, at the moment, we don't really know what else is coming beyond a few films down the line. I mean, today is Monday the 3rd of December. So tomorrow, from what I understand, we have a second Captain Marvel trailer dropping. Today there was an official poster got released by Marvel Studios, another film poster for Captain Marvel. Looks kind of traditional, the Carol Danvers character dressed up as Captain Marvel in the kind of red and blue and yellow kind of suit that she wears. Looks the part anyway when you compare her to what we've seen on the comic book pages, so that's a good thing, because a lot of the time they kind of change these characters to make them a little bit more photogenic. Like an extreme example would be with the original X-Men movie from 2000. They took the look of the characters and gave them all new costumes because they thought it looked better, which probably was the right call in that instance. But it's good to know that with the Captain Marvel movie, they are going for the look of the comic book character, which I'm pretty happy with. But we'll see how the film plays out anyway. So we'll see when that trailer drops tomorrow, which will be Tuesday the 4th of December. Beyond that, the big question is, when is Avengers 4 going to have its title revealed to us? Because at the time of recording this video, we still don't know the name of the film. There's been plenty of leaks, rumours and so on, like it's going to be called Avengers Annihilation, which sounds terrible, or Avenge Us, which kind of sounds as goofy as it sounds. I kind of like that, but I hope they don't go with that, but there you go. But also when the trailer's going to drop for that, because there hasn't even been a leaked online version of the trailer. I mean, last year we saw the Avengers 3, which was Avengers Infinity War trailer. Was it the San Diego Comic Con, I think that was shown at, and it very quickly leaked online. I think I even saw it the same night. That was back in August. Whereas here we are now in November and we still haven't seen much or heard anything about this film, so they've really kept a lot of it under wraps. We've seen a lot of set photographs, that kind of thing, but in terms of just the name of the film and having any kind of trailer footage, it's still been very quiet, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that they surprise us with something like that very soon. Given that the Captain Marvel trailer is dropping tomorrow, I don't think that they'll want to overshadow that with any kind of marketing for Avengers 4. But they have to release something at some point, really, because it's usually within 6 months of the film coming out that they release such a trailer. So we will see about that. I'm expecting an Avengers 4 trailer within the next couple of weeks, let's just put it that way, sometime before Christmas. It might even be a Boxing Day thing, because they've done that before. They did that with Deadpool, I remember, about 3 years ago. Granted, that was Fox, but still. But in terms of the films, the other films that are coming out beyond that, obviously we have Captain Marvel around about late February, early March, depending which country you're in. Then we have Avengers 4, which will be late April, early May, again, depending which country you're in. And then after that we have Spider-Man Far From Home, which I don't really know too much about, to be honest. That's just because I haven't really been looking at it. Part of me likes to be surprised by these things, but I don't even know if that film is going to be set after Avengers. Obviously, spoiler alert, Spider-Man died in Avengers Infinity War, but obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp was set just before Infinity War. They could do the same thing with Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but we will see about that. But beyond that, there hasn't been anything else that's been announced. Officially anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 seems to have been delayed significantly after the James Gunn sacking, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen there either. So who knows? But they're going to have to do an announcement fairly soon for Phase 4, because Spider-Man Far From Home marks the beginning of Phase 4. So beyond that, I don't think we're going to have another Ant-Man sequel, to be honest. But I think we will have a Doctor Strange sequel. We'll see what else beyond that. What are the new characters they're going to bring into this? There's plenty of directions they can go anyway. So obviously there will be a Black Panther sequel as well, because that was very successful and I really did highly rate that film as well. So plenty of things that they could do, but nothing's been confirmed yet. So let's just see exactly what happens in terms of announcements within the next year, because long term, I think at least in the short term, announce a couple of films within the next 6 months, but a full slate of films like they did in late 2014. They announced like pretty much the entirety of Phase 3. I think they're going to have to do something about the entire slate, announce that in the next year or so. But with everything that's going on with the Fox merger or anything, I mean, they could bring the X-Men into this slowly. Not the existing X-Men franchise. I don't see how they can kind of canonise that into this, but that's it. The only other thing that I'll end this on is with the TV shows. In my mind now, I've severely just decoupled the TV shows from the movie universe. I don't even sort of bring them into these reviews as part of the full universe. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Blu-ray. 20 films, basically. Obviously, there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there was Agent Carter that ran for a couple of series. There's all the Netflix ones, most of which have been cancelled now, other than Jessica Jones and The Punisher. I don't see how those even exist in the same universe, but especially Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans. I cannot see how that can possibly be canon with this. I don't see how you can have this world-changing Inhumans event in the TV series, not even get a hint in the movies. Let's face it, it's not canon at this point, it's Elseworld. So I'll leave it there because I'm seriously rambling now. So scraping the barrel by talking about the TV side of things. So I guess I've run out of things to say. So for now, I'll just say thank you very much for watching and we will see you next time.